Father Isidore, he was ordained in India on April the 20th, 1979. His first parish was St Andrew's in Chennai. He was the assistant parish priest for approximately 2 years. He was then transferred to what he called a God-forsaken village. This village was extremely poor, and the weekly collection was usually produce left on the steps of the church. One night, he was in bed and he saw an uninvited visitor. It was a snake. It was a cobra. Fortunately, there was a villager sleeping outside his room. On hearing Isidore's screams, he ran in, grabbed the snake, as Isidore often told us, twirled it round his head and broke its back. Sometime after this, Isidore packed his bag and went to visit the bishop to say he would like to be moved. He was feeling very lonely. The bishop said to him, "Go and look round where I am living and see what you can find." It was night and Isidore searched the huge residence and nowhere was anyone to be found. On returning, Isidore said, "Bishop, there is no one in the house. It is empty." The bishop replied, "Now you can see I am also lonely. Take your bag, stop complaining, and go back to your village." After Isidore dutifully returned by train with his bag and stayed for another 3 years. He was there for approximately 7 to 8 years. At this time, Isidore was probably about 23, 24 years old. While he was at the parish, he brought life and hope and worked tirelessly with the poor and youth of the parish. His humility, compassion, and understanding of his parishioners drew people from other villages around. Eventually, he was transferred to a parish in Chennai, where he administered for a short time as parish priest. Isidore became unsettled and felt he was being called to do missionary work. Once again, he visited the bishop, and the bishop told him there was an appointment in the Seychelles. After arriving in the Seychelles, he was told it would be necessary for him to celebrate Mass and the sacraments in French. A French teacher from the community was given the task of teaching Father Isidore. In 3 months, Isidore celebrated the Mass fervently in French, which was an amazing achievement. After 10 years of spirituality and lovingly leading the people, much to their dismay, once again, he felt the need to move on. Approaching the bishop, once again, he was told to write to Cardinal Pell in Sydney. He was accepted. Isidore was naturally excited because, as a young priest, he sometimes thought he would love to visit Australia. Before leaving, he showed the letter from the Cardinal stating that there would be a warm welcome waiting his arrival. Arriving in Sydney, being a man of small stature, he waited for the crowd to disperse. Alarmingly, there was no one there to be seen. Suddenly, he felt a tap on his shoulder. A pilot from the Seychelles asked, "Isidore, what are you doing down here in Sydney?" He explained he was expected at St Mary's Cathedral. The pilot gave him the cab fare. On arriving there was a meal in the fridge at the cathedral. When asked, "Isidore, did you panic?" he stated, "No, God always looks after me." We often heard Isidore saying that expression, but whatever happens, God always looks after me. There was a letter in his room to say he would be celebrating Mass on the following Sunday in the cathedral. When Isidore approached the pulpit, he couldn't see the congregation, and they couldn't see him either. Someone prepared and ran with a stool for him. The people were laughing, a rare occurrence in the cathedral. He immediately endeared himself to the people of Sydney. Father Isidore was assigned to Cronulla as an assistant priest. Father Michael Smith, of course, is with us now, drove him to his new parish, and they became good friends in Cronulla. We were lucky that he came to Cronulla, and the rest is history. Obviously, you are all here tonight because of the meaningful and loving connection Isidore had in your life. May have been a funeral of a loved one, a christening, a wedding, or whatever. Isidore, you will be sadly missed by everyone, especially your family who are hoping to be here tonight. Angelina, Samantha, Ben, Penny and Peter. Goodbye, Isidore. Rest in peace. We all loved you here in Cronulla.